so it starts.
Link, you are the light. Our light. That must shine upon Hyrule once again. Now go.
画面にジャンプっていう風に書かれてます。今回ね、初めてボタンでジャンプするようになりました。
So as you can see on the screen, it says jump. Now Link can jump for the first time.
そのジャンプはああやって壁を登るためなんですね。
And the jump is for him to climb up the wall.
Check out the Alternative Games Twitter account, link in the description.
Hello and welcome back to E3 week for my final reaction video. So today I'm just going to be talking about Nintendo and what they revealed and everything. And it was pretty good. The Nintendo actual Treehouse thing, it was fine. It was like the Treehouse usually is. I still would have liked a digital event, but what are you going to do? So, moving on to it, we had the Pokemon Sun and Moon stuff. Honestly, they weren't really giving away much. Those two guys they had on, Junichi Masuda and the games director, really didn't want to let on much. They were kind of very tight-lipped about everything, but they did show off some interesting new stuff. For example, you used to have to always go into like the Pokemon menu and then check moves if you wanted to see what each move did or how much power it had. This game now is just an eye beside the move. There's also a thing that tells you whether the move you're going to use is going to be super effective against the Pokemon that you're facing. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Like, it's not really the most... I mean, it helps, I suppose, younger players getting into the series, but I'm not sure if it really helps. Or I'm not sure if it's really just too hand-holdy or whatever, but it's not going to affect me anyway. The only thing I would say about that is some people would say they're making the game too easy. I think you need to realize that difficulty and accessibility are two different things, and you know, they are trying to make the game more accessible while like the battles could still be very difficult. So we'll see how that develops. They also you can now check how much you've lowered an opponent's like stats by, like it has little arrows, so you don't have to keep track of it. So like each arrow I think represents a 0.5 a 0.5 decrease in their attack or defense or accuracy or whatever it is. So yeah, you can also press Y just to use a Pokeball straight from the battle menu, so you don't have to go into the items menu and everything. So it's all pretty cool, it's all pretty streamlined. There's also a cool thing now when you go near a trainer where the thing zooms in, and it does kind of warn you when a trainer's coming, but it also it looks quite epic. You can also, there's also crowds now in battles, in some battles, and even whatchamacallit, you can even see trainers like doing little stuff in the overworld. Like there was one girl they showed off and she was tossing a Pokeball, and it's just little touches like that seem to be making this world just feel a bit more alive. But the big thing is Zelda. Oh my goodness, Zelda Breath of the Wild is just amazing. It just seems to have, it has basically they seem to have just gone like one day and turned around and said, wow, we have been like doing iterations on the Zelda formula all the time. What if we just added in a ton of stuff that we never could before? They've just introduced so many cool little things. So now there's like cooking, eating food actually replenishes your hearts so you don't find hearts, so that makes it feel a bit more natural. You can climb up almost everything, and there's just a whole ton of other interesting stuff. Like, for example, you can snowboard down a hill on your shield. You can, if you hit one of the skeleton enemies, you can pick up. Sorry, I'm blanking on their names, but you can pick up their arm and you can then use that to fight them. If you take whatchamacallit, the weapon off an enemy and they can't reach you, they'll just start. Some of them will start digging in the ground and they'll throw rocks at you. And actually, apparently, if you hit it, you can actually knock it back at them, almost like a baseball bat type thing. Oh my goodness, there's just so much. You can chop down trees, or you can burn down trees, or you can use explosions to make trees fall over. Like, there's just so many interesting little things in this Zelda game, and I cannot wait to explore it. Seriously, just go and check the footage out for yourself. There's just so many little cool details. They seem to have been doing a kind of a thing where it takes place at the end of the timeline as well. I'm going to guess at the end of one of the timelines, because it's 3. But it's kind of very much seems to be after the fall of Hyrule, after a big battle with those big robot things we saw in the 2014 E3 trailer. And it just seems to be allowing them to do lots of interesting creative things. You can change your clothes, which is really interesting. I'm not sure if you'll still be able to find Link's green tunic. You probably will, I would imagine so. But it just seems like you were able to do all these little things. You're able to craft just Zelda Breath of the Wild, probably my most hyped game of all E3, definitely of Nintendo's thing. And just on a side note, they did lie about not showing off any new games. They showed off one new game, which was Mario Party Paper or Star Rush or whatever. But they did also give us a release date for the new Paper Mario game, which is coming out 7th of October. But other than that, Zelda, a clear highlight. I mean, just it was brilliant. So with that said, thank you very much for watching. Please like the video if you like it. Please talk about whether you liked Nintendo's stuff down in the comments below. I'll be very interested to hear what you say, and please subscribe if you have not already.